66 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome into Hour 2 of Sports Scene for this Wednesday. Luis is our producer today as we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio. Remember, if it's your landscaping, if it's your house, whatever, your pool area, they can make it look really, really nice. Full color systems, and they're all fully programmable right from your phone. Visit GatorTrimLight.com to find out more. And we are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. When you go see them in person, you know what to do. Tell them Sports Scene sent you there. All right. So Tammi was with me when she first got hired, but it's my first time having new Florida women's basketball coach Tammi Reiss live in studio. She will take your questions, calls, and comments. And I'm not going to bore all of you with this, but we have a lot in common. We were just talking about where we're from, and we're Knicks fans and all that. So first, before I even get going here, your thoughts on the Knicks.
Couldn't be any prouder of a franchise. We waited a really, really long time for another championship. But then if you're from New York, you don't understand. I'm so proud for our city and for our people. Great fans, but the city of New York, there's nothing better. And to watch, I wish I could have, I really do wish I could have been there live and in person, down on the streets, celebrating, whether it was in Central Park or Rutgers Park courts, fourth courts, everyone hanging from fire escape. City went mad, and I absolutely loved it. So go Knicks, baby, orange and blue.
There we go. That's right. All right. We already have a question here on our Titan MRI imaging phone line. Mike is there. Mike, hi.
Coach, welcome to Gatorland. You've got great credentials, and I have hope for the future. I'm from Indiana, but I moved down here in 5, but basketball is my first love, and I taught kids the basics of fundamentals of basketball for 35 years. I really have tried hard to watch the women's basketball, but I'll tell you one thing that hurts is the amount of turnovers. The last couple of years, it was like the team played like there's no such thing as a bad shot. How are you with seriousness about ball security?
Listen, Mike, first of all, thank you for the question. Second of all, anyone who comes from the Midwest in Indiana, you value discipline and you value the fundamentals of basketball. The purity of the game is born in the Midwest. So discipline is everything. So the two things I focus on in practice that are non-negotiables, one of them is taking care of the ball. We chart it in every drill we do. There's a consequence for turnovers, and you not just turnovers, you hit it on the head. A bad shot is a turnover. So, we put a great value on that. And the second component is boxing out. We end every defensive possession with a box out, because if you can take care of the ball and you can offensive rebound and create more possessions, you usually have a higher percentage analytically of winning the basketball game. But, taking care of the ball is a crucial element of what we do. I run a motion, so all of your players, I try to recruit very skilled offensive players that can pass, dribble, and shoot. And out of all that, they really focus on dribbling and shooting right now with all their trainers and 50 million people that train each kid now. The last skill that is not taught very well at all, it's an underrated skill. It's one of the worst skills in women's basketball. It's called passing. And so we focus on the basic skills of passing, dribbling, and shooting, so you do not turn the ball over. But if you don't put a premium and an emphasis on that in practice, and it becomes a really skill that they appreciate, and they know there's going to be a consequence for, you will not control. So discipline is everything, Mike, and we will value the ball.
Well, you've won me over. I'll be your biggest supporter, because that's the only thing that was holding me back. And I love all women's sports, Gators women's sports. I'm a graduate of the University of Florida. So I really appreciate you saying those things, and I'll be there at the first game. Thanks, Coach.
Oh, Mike, we appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.
In this day and age of transfer portals and NIL and roster building and all that, you almost put together a roster from scratch. How challenging was that?
This summer, obviously it's very, very challenging to go in the portal when you've retained one player, right?
Right.
So, you've got a few weeks to build a relationship, do all your intel. And intel means I got to find out everything about this person. I'm not just recruiting an athlete and I know nothing about them, right? When you job scrub, you get a resume, you got to check the references. You don't want to hire crazy. You don't want to hire a convicted felon. You don't want to. So it's very challenging to find high character culture kids unless you've recruited them before. And then overcoming the stigma of, Coach, you've never coached in the SEC. Coach, you're coming from a mid-major. Coach, I don't want to be a builder of a franchise or a program. I want to know what the outcome's going to be when I go there. So we had to battle all these factors, put a staff together first. And so I really want to compliment my staff, administration, all our support staff that helped us organize about 17 to 20 visits in about 10 days.
Ooh.
So and we had multiple visits on days. My staff worked incredibly hard. Really, really proud of what we were able to put together. Now, that's not how I want a roster construct in the future. I want retention of our core. I want to add a few pieces in the portal, and I want to go out and get some great high school talent. And that's kind of the pie chart that I go after. I do not want to go major portaling every year, but this first year, it was a must, and we got the job done.
Yeah, out of necessity. Had to do it.
Had to do it.
Another call for you here from Daryl. Hi, Daryl.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Welcome to Gainesville. That's what I was going to ask you about, the type of player that you wanted to bring in. Are you into the foreign players? It's a different game, or you want to get more of the girls from the U.S. to look more like what one of your good friends, Coach Staley, that roster. So, there's two different, kind of ways of doing it. So what's your thought process on you?
First of all, thank you. Thank you for calling in, Daryl. I appreciate it. And really, really good question, because back in the day when I started at Rhode Island, no American club coach or player would pick up the phone when you inherit a dog, meaning they won 3 games, they were in the bottom of the conference. I had a plan. I had some of the best foreign talent secured to come to Rhode Island, to infuse great talent right away. And what we did was turn the program around with foreigners right away. Well, suddenly when you win, well, here came every American wanted to be a part of that. And so that was that plan. Now, that's not how I like to build a roster. First of all, I believe in the SEC, I want to recruit American young women. I want to go recruit the best there is to offer in the United States first and foremost, right? So local talent here in Florida, which there is a ton. I want to own this state. I want to keep them home. I want them to be the face of our program. However, we would be very remiss if you don't recognize the European talent that's out there, only because I like their model much better than I like our model right now of teaching skill work and developing our young. They put skill over playing. Here in the United States, we'll play a kid to death in AAU. Just let them play games their whole career, starting at the age of 6. Over there, they're in camps and skill work. They only play twice a week. They're only allowed to play twice a week. What they do is develop their skill. So every NBA most valuable player now, are they American or foreign?
Yeah.
They're foreign.
That's right.
There's a reason. And so, I'm in the model of I do want to recruit the best talent here in the United States, but I'm a developer of skill. So once I get that talent, I really want to develop their skill level. And we live in the gym with our players to get them from point A to point Z. And so I'm going to recruit in the United States. That's why I came to the SEC. I want to go head to head with Dawn, Vic, Kim, Yo. I want a shot at getting top 25 kids. We're in the mix with a lot of them right now. They've visited campus. They're coming on official visits. And so, I'm very proud of being able to compete for, top 25 kids, and that's what we're going to do here. But I'm also recruiting internationally. If we have an opportunity to sign the best talent from Europe as well and get a good combination, I'd love to do it. But I'm not going to go so heavy. We're not going to be an only international school. I want pieces probably. If we can get what we can't get here in the States over there, then we'll do it. But no, we're recruiting in the United States.
Okay, we're excited to have you here, Coach. You and Coach Summerall, man, y'all have some energy that's unmatched right now, so I really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate it, Daryl, and go Gators, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Daryl.
All right. Yep, thank you. If I'm wrong, don't you have a big from Montenegro, right? A big center, right? Coming? Okay.
Yes, we have a center. Her name's it's Maja. You think it'd be Maja? It's Maya. And Maya plays for a national team in Montenegro now. She's 6'6", very skilled, and has played pro, has great experience. And that's what we really look for as well. So we had the ability to get her late. She decided to come over, and we were very, very fortunate, beat out some Power 4 schools and able to sign her. But she won't be coming over till August. But
okay.
She just signed. That's our last signee.
Can you stay another segment?
You got it.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and then we will have more with Coach. Stay with us here on Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Florida baseball landed second baseman Kyle McDaniel from Utah Tech. The Gators look to fill a hole from former Gators second baseman Cade Crone, who committed to LSU last week. McDaniel smashed a .340 batting average and 85 hits in his junior season. Staying on the diamond, the Tampa Bay Rays look to leave LA with a win in the final game of their series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Rays are 5-6 in their last 10 games after a 1-0 loss to the Dodgers in Game 2. Here is the final call from last night.
Last chance for the Rays. Here's Jonathan Aranda. Now the first pitch to him. Broken bat looper, shallow center. Pajes was deep, coming on. He pulls up, he makes the catch. The ball game is over. And the Dodgers have won the series, and the Rays, for the second time here on this California road trip, will be in salvage mode heading into the finale.
You can catch the final game of that series right here on WRUF today at 2:30 p.m.
Hey, it's Steve Russell for Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. Friends, they've been in business for 45-plus years, and the Cousins family has done just one thing, but man, they've done it right. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late-model, low-mileage vehicles. I'm driving one right now, have been for a very long time. They've treated me right. They'll do the same thing for you. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
At International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange, you'll find transparent pricing, same-day evaluations, expert craftsmanship, and a team committed to treating every customer with honesty and respect. And you never know who you'll see shopping there. Music stars, sports stars, and savvy collectors all know where to go when they're searching for exceptional value and luxury timepieces. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or restoring a treasured piece, visit International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange on West University Avenue in Gainesville. If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of Sports Scene. This hour brought to you in part by Domino's Pizza. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or those late-night cravings. Nobody delivers like Domino's. You can order now at GatorDomino's.com. Coach Tammi Reiss with us here live in studio. Got a question for you from Brian, International Diamond Center email. Welcome to Gator Nation, he says. What was the main point that made you want to accept this position? And he says, since Coach Ross left, it's been difficult for the program to have stability and sustained success. Can you elaborate how you'd like to build this program to address these concerns? You kind of did that already. And do you feel a significant increase in resources and NIL will be given to the program?
You know, first and foremost, the reason I took this job was it aligned with what I was looking for in my next step. I was really contemplating after I did everything there was to do at Rhode Island. There was nowhere else to go other than win a game or two in the tournament. But years down the road, when you look at where mid-majors are going, we're becoming the feeder system in the G League for Power Fours. And so it was time as a competitor, I got to challenge myself. And the reason why I chose UF, or really they gave me the opportunity to choose them, was the commitment from administration. When they met with me, and they didn't blink at what I asked for and what we needed to really be competitive and vie for championships, SEC and national championships like every other sports program here at this great university. They all have national championships, and so the investment has to be there. You have to be able to compete. Staff. So my two biggest resources I asked for was, number one, I need a top 4 staff in this conference to win, meaning I got to go steal the best of the best. And what the best of the best looks like is, have they been to championships, Final Fours, Sweet 16s, Elite 8s? Have they recruited and signed top 3 recruiting class throughout the country, whether it be portal or high school? And do they player development relationship? How many people have you put in the W? Because all that matters right now is, I want to win in college, I want to be a pro. Even on the women's side, I want to be a pro.
Yep.
It's a viable option.
Yep.
So they committed to that. I go out and I steal 3 associate head coaches from Louisville, from Georgia, and from UVA, 3 of the tops in the business. So we assembled an incredible staff with a very high salary pool. They committed. The second most important resource I asked for was NIL. We need, now they're not going to give top 4 in the conference right now. You just don't. Can you win a good enough coach, 6 through 9, will commit the resources there to get good enough players. Once you start winning, here comes more and more and more. And so that's why I took the job. If the resources didn't come and there was no commitment from administration, you will not win. And so I believed in them. And they believed in me, and they committed, and that's the first one. And Carol Ross is a legendary coach here. I played at UVA when Carol was coaching here. The program had national relevance. You did not want to play them. They were very, very good. Carol was an unbelievable coach. I just talked to her 2 weeks ago. And so why they fell off was the commitment lacked in resources for whatever reason. It fell off. So how do you bring it back to relevance? Number one, you need the administrative commitment. We got that. Number 2, you hire a coach that's been a proven winner in every aspect of their career. They did that. And then number 3, now it's my turn, my job. The pillars of what we build this program on, our culture, going out and getting the right student athlete to put that Gator on their chest. And then that are in it to win championships and be a pro. When you get those type of young women to be a part of your program, they live in the gym. They want to be developed. They want to win. You've got to have players that translate to wins. it can't be me. I want. It's got to be we. And so we go after those players. And then, I've got to be a good enough coach to game management and put my great players in positions to win games. Coaches don't win games. I'll say it again. We prepare players to win games, and we put them in successful positions to be able to showcase their talents. But you got to have horses to win games.
You do.
Go ahead and see. Go ahead and have the worst talent in the league and see what happens. You could be the best X and O coach there is, but you got to have the horses that can compete for championships.
Let's get a couple of questions for you here. Porter, go ahead.
Hey, I've got two questions for you. First, as a coach, have you found the academic at Florida, which is better and better and better, is it easier to recruit, or does that make it harder? Or, I don't know if you've had enough time here to recruit, but have you gotten a feel on that with the increased, the better academics? Does that make it harder to get people here or easier?
I'll say this. I graduated from the University of Virginia. I was valedictorian in my high school class. So the reason I chose UF was for their high academic standard. Most women, they want a real education. When we graduate, we understand we have a career, but in the end, that paper really, really means something to them, and they're very proud of that. So one of our pillars is we recruit real student athletes, people that are looking to graduate and value their degree. So I haven't found it an ounce hard to recruit. And then the second component of that is, even if they're not the best student, they're not a perfect 4.0, but they value academics, the support system and resources here, the academic support. I don't think the Gator fans understand just how good it is. And our academic center, it is top of the line, top 5 in the country. So you would have to try to fail here at the University of Florida. Even though our curriculum and our standard is high, you'll have all the support to be able to compete at the highest level and the resources needed. And that's what makes Florida special. It really does. It's why I came here. It's one of the pillars of why I chose this university.
Well, that's great to hear that. Second question about boxing out. I'd love to hear that. And how do you teach boxing out? Because apparently it's taught differently now than when I was a kid. And then you don't go get the ball. We wanted to have the guy on our butt, facing, and it doesn't really matter where you are as long as you got them there. And nobody seems to do it that way. Is that passe? And how do you teach boxing out? I'll take it off the air. Go Gators.
Thank you, Porter.
It's funny, Porter. There are methods to everything on how every coach teaches, but I'm more of the science and angles and strength and conditioning, explosiveness. So we used to teach, hit, turn, box out. You use your hands, you kind of hold. You're flat-footed and you're flat-stanced in that respect. And the person behind you that shoots, they have a jump on the ball already. And so I don't teach that method anymore, the reverse box out. I teach the hit and hold method, where a shot's taken, you step towards them, you hit, you're turned sideways, and you're looking at the rim, and you're on kind of your balls of your feet. You can still hold them off and move, but I'm in a much more athletic position to release and pursue the ball and track the ball. So everyone thinks defense and rebounding are all heart and grit. No, there's a skill to it. And so when you have a skill of, can I put you at a better angle to pursue the ball, more athletic stance for a quicker explosion out of the gate, their strength and everything has changed so much now that we know that we didn't know back then. And so I adapt to that. I tell my strength coach, says that position is unathletic, they shouldn't do it. And I abide by that, and I agree. So we teach the hit and hold method, and we teach it on every time that shot goes up, you better scream shot as a team, and we're going to hit, hold, release, and pursue. Once we grab the ball, now we can run, baby. So we teach it, and it's an emphasis, just like taking care of the ball. You must box out. We want to guard one possession. One, and we're out of there. We get to run. And so we teach every defensive end of possession with a box out so we can get the offensive possession. But that's a really, really, really good question on, there's two different methods. We teach the hit and hold.
Okay, let's get Greg here. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to Gator Country. Thanks for doing the show, Steve, and having great guests like her on. Hey, I don't intend any disrespect for women. I was always a person that was going to dunk one day. I was trying to grab the rim, trying to, grab the net in middle school, and I always wondered, and I understand the slow twitch, and I'm not going to get too technical, fast twitch, muscle fiber aspect, but I genuinely was wondered why men can tend to jump higher than women vertically, like trying to grab the rim, for instance. And I just wondered what your thoughts were on that, why men can jump higher than women. I'll listen off air and go Gators.
Hey, Greg, that's a great question, but it's really science-based and biological. So men have what's called a little bit more testosterone than women. You were built to hunt, protect, so you're bigger, stronger, faster. Women were built with estrogen to be able to procreate. And so that testosterone gives you the ability to generate a whole lot more power, anaerobic, meaning more explosiveness, and your frames are bigger, stronger, faster than us. So, it's taken women a little bit longer through the evolution as athletes to be able now, as of, say, 30 years ago when I was coming up, to be able to get the rim, touch the backboard, just more explosive, whether it's linearly, front to back, laterally, side to side, or vertically, which is what you're talking about. And it's funny because this year in high school, there's like 3 or 4 girls that are like juniors in high school right now that are getting alley-oops and throwing it down, and I mean cupping and windmilling it. And you go, whoa, man, the numbers now are astronomical of just how many women are playing a little bit more above the rim. But also it's a science of how we're training our young women. We didn't have these methods back in the day, the explosive power of all the things we can do now. And women are strength training like men now at a very young age. And I think you combine the new technology, the new training methods, things of that nature with great athletes. Now you're seeing a lot of women now dunking. It's all over our social media pages with the young girls now. So it is exciting times because, listen, basketball, any sports event, it's a game, yes, but you want fans come to watch. They want to be entertained. So as women, when you can play above the rim, when you're an explosive athlete and you're playing fast and cutting hard and bigger, stronger, faster, it's much more appealing than playing 6-man, half court. It's just, that's not appealing basketball. And so if we're going to increase our visibility and our television numbers and all those things, you want our game moving in that direction. And it is. When you look at our numbers, fastest growing sport on ESPN, 33% women, basketball. So because of what you just described, our game has transcended a little bit more like the men's game, and it's translated with our fans.
Can I keep you one more segment?
You got it.
Okay, because we still have a bunch of emails for you, so she will stay, and I'm glad you're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
The John Sumrall era begins this September, right here on WRUF.
Summer is here. This summer, don't let pain or lingering injuries hold you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
Summer's back, and so is IDC's most popular offer ever. 0% financing for 5 years. Now through June 30th, you can make any purchase at International Diamond Center and spread your payments out to 2031 without paying a dime in interest. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. International Diamond Center at Celebration Point. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com on approved credit.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Soccer Sticker Fever is here at Miapa. Every Wednesday from 4 to 9 p.m., bring the family for Soccer Sticker Trading Night. Trade the stickers you're missing, pick up albums and sticker packs, and connect with fellow collectors. And kids ages 3 to 10 eat free with a paid adult entree. While the kids enjoy dinner, treat yourself to the best Cuban food north of Miami and delicious Cuban coffee at any of our 6 convenient locations. Miapa Soccer Sticker Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, 4 to 9 p.m.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Gator football returns September 5th, right here on WRUF.
Okay, we're going to have Coach Reiss stay here one more segment, and we actually have a text question coming to you from the B&D Electric text line. Karen, you've had to deal with a complete team makeover and being new yourself. What kinds of activities do you plan to have for building team chemistry and for you to get to know the team better in a short amount of time? Love your energy. Looking forward to attending some games.
Well, thank you so much. And you hit it on the head. When you have a bunch of new faces, staff, support staff, players, the thing you have to do, and we'll do it for the next 8 weeks. Our team's on campus. We start our first official summer practice tomorrow. And last Friday, we started with our first team dinner, and we do a bunch of interactive activities to learn more about each other, start to build those relationships. Then the team, they went out this weekend together. They had a bunch of activities together. Next week, they'll come to my house for a barbecue. We may have a movie night. Everyone gets to pick their favorite sports movie. You know, mine's Rocky, so they gotta endure Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 till we get to that last part. Yo, Adrian, we did it. Yeah. And you start to learn about each other. We'll do scavenger hunts, rope courses, leadership training, beach Olympics. I'm going to shock them, and they're going to think they're going to a 6 a.m. run on the track, the gauntlet. We're going to kill them, and then we're going to say, go change, get your nice clothes on. We're going down to Universal Studios for the day. So it's every week you're building relationships, you're building chemistry. That's how teams become champions. And you got to trust each other, you got to know each other, and you got to play for each other. And so off the court, the summertime is the best time to build it, and we have to. Our staff is as thick as thieves. I've known my staff for over 20 years, so we're good. Now we got to build that same chemistry with our team and our team with our coaches.
Larry says, welcome to UF. Glad you're here. Curious as to your thoughts about how Caitlin Clark has changed women's basketball.
Listen, Larry, Caitlin Clark transformed our game, and there's a reason why. She chose to stay at home at Iowa. She chose to stay all 4 years at the same school, and she had chasing a record that became a storyline, not just in women's basketball, all of basketball. No other man did what she did. So she's chasing a scoring title. Suddenly it becomes a story, and everyone in America's following it. So it's on every news channel, and the hype and the momentum it generated. And then you start watching her and watching women's basketball. Then it had a light on Angel Reese and Dawn Staley and the South Carolina team and suddenly you have all these storylines. She helped generate where we are today with the WNBA, with college women's basketball. And again, because she had a plan with it. If she would have transferred one time and then transferred again, and there was just such a great story with her. And it doesn't hurt that she's an incredible, incredible basketball player and an incredible, incredible woman. So she, everyone should thank her in women's basketball for what she did for our game. It was tremendous.
And then, Dustin, you kind of mentioned this already, but what's the style of play and that you will do on offense and defense?
Yeah, Dustin, I'll start with defense. We're a man-to-man team. Now, we may press when we need to. Obviously, you got to have a plan B in your back pocket. A little bit of the zone, but not much. Again, plan B. If we're having a problem stopping somebody, we'll have enough in. I spent some years with Coach Boeheim up at Syracuse, so I know that Syracuse 2-3 zone very well. And the presses from Syracuse that got us to a Final Four. But man-to-man, pressure. And then offensively, we want to play fast, meaning fast, but good shots, because a bad shot is a turnover. So we teach our kids to think the game, and then it flows right into a nice motion style offense. So again, offensively skilled. You got to be able to pass, dribble, shoot, and spread the floor. So if you watch, for example, Todd Golden's style, I steal a lot from Todd. I've always been a huge fan. Danny Hurley, blessed to Rhode Island, another Rhode Island boy there at UConn, and I steal from Danny. Fred Hoiberg. But that kind of style offense, great spacing, great pace, and movement of the ball, 0.5. We share the basketball and we hunt the best shot possible after the ball changes side to side and inside out. And so that's a little bit of how we play. I am not a half-court coach that sits there and controls tempo and pace, and everyone looks at me to call plays. I teach my players how to play the game. Now, I'll have some quick hits, ATOs coming out of timeouts and out of our motion when a player gets hot. But, for the most part, we run a nice motion, and they learn how to play the game and share the ball.
It's been a pleasure to have you here. And again, we share a lot of the same background. So thank you. Welcome back anytime. And have fun getting to know your team, and then they getting to know you over the summer. And we'll have you back before you know it when basketball starts. But it's great to see you and great to have you here.
I want to thank you so much for having me. And listen, my players are always available. I love the fact that people love to talk to me, but I'm not that coach. I really want people to get to know my players, and I'm going to get them out in the community. And so you get to know them, and you build a relationship with them, and you come out and support them. And I'm blessed and I'm favored to be here. And you know what I say every time we end. Go Gators, baby. Let's go.
There you go. And your players are welcome here, too. We'll get them on. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. And then we're going to end with a U.S. Open golf preview. Stay with us here on Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Former Gator Billy Horschel and Alejandro Tosti, along with incoming freshman Jackson Orman, are set to tee off for the U.S. Open Thursday. Tosti and Orman will be making their Open debuts, with Horschel making his 11th appearance in